After Bayern Munich showing interest in Marcus Rashford and very many other teams around the world for his flawless form that is really orchestrating on the field of play ever since we came from the World Cup, and Diego Dalot, Erik ten Hag has come out and really said they need to keep them and is fighting hard to keep Marcus Rashford and Diego Dalot at the club of Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? Welcome back from the game of yesterday that we won 3-0 against Leicester City. What a way, what a fight by Manchester United. What a win by this club of Manchester United. I think we are into the title race. People won't go ahead and really admit it, but if at all you are 3 points ahead, 3 points behind Manchester City and you're saying City are into a title race, then that means also Manchester United is into the title race, and obviously it's heating up like no others. Much like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Bruno Fernandes has lots of things said about Marcus Rashford's form, and obviously Wout Weghorst for not having scored his league goal yesterday after having close to 3 chances that would have seen him bury the ball at the back of the net. So where should we start from? All right, let's start from here. Now, United is one of those teams that really won the game of football yesterday against Leicester City, and the title race is on. United is 5 points behind Arsenal and 3 points behind Manchester City, and obviously as United has only played one more game than Arsenal, but they have leveled number of games with City, and City is just 3 points ahead of Manchester United. When you look at the flawless form of United, obviously we expect them to go on and really put in a shocker this season, because Ten Hag looks like he's in a very good situation, having welcomed back Casemiro, because yesterday the suspension ended in the Premier League games and is returning on Sunday to play the Carabao Cup final after playing in the game of Barcelona on Thursday this week at Old Trafford. Martial, Anthony are on their way back. We might see them on the bench when you're playing Barcelona. Then Sabitzer, Lisandro Martinez is also back. So Scott McTominay is back. Looks like the only injured people he's having are only Eriksson and Donny van de Beek. And by the way, the coming in of Sabitzer is making us even forget about them, but they are really crucial players that we need at this team. So I believe the title charge is on Erik ten Hag, although trying to exempt himself or distancing himself away from the title race. Having been asked about the title race, he said, we are not all about the title race. We are concerned about the game we are playing on Thursday. We want to knock out Barcelona at Old Trafford. That is on Thursday. That's the message he passed on to the media. So it looks like he doesn't want to pile more pressure onto him, because he has a finale to play on Sunday and he has a game to play on. On Thursday to knock out Barcelona. It looks like he's a man on a mission. He's sitting with those players. I know where he is and telling them, guys, we can go for a quadruple. And I know it sounds insane talking about a quadruple, but I believe with Erik ten Hag, everything is possible. He has gone ahead to make lots of changes. And with the players that we've brought in, Sabitzer in, I believe we are having one of the strongest midfields in the Premier League. Casemiro, Sabitzer, Bruno Fernandes. Oh, guys, the only prayers should be, let's pray to it that Anton Martial and Anthony can play more games for Manchester United, because if we keep them fit and they make themselves available, I believe we can go for all these 4 trophies. And if we knock out Barcelona on Thursday, of which I believe you are going to go ahead and do so, we would have given ourselves green light to winning the UEFA Europa League, because no team in that league, no team that is tougher than Barcelona into that side. And we went away at Barcelona and got a draw 2-2. That puts us in a situation of really giving us the best that we deserve. So that's all about it. Let's get into the story of Rashford and how Ten Hag is fighting hard to keep Rashford and Diego Dalot. Now, I did a story, I think it was like how many days back? Let me check here. I did a story that Ten Hag is set to lose Rashford and Dalot. I think it was like 2 days ago. I think one day though, and I said double player loss. And some people said I was really lying. But according to the contract situation of these players, it has really opened eyes for teams that are really needing them. Rashford, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and very many others, PSG, they are in for him. But they know the only way they can get him is when he doesn't renew his contract at Manchester United. Now, Ten Hag is fighting hard to keep his man, to keep his main man, to keep his poster boy Marcus Rashford at Old Trafford. And obviously, the David Austin, you know, when he really puts out a story, just know it's really going, it's really true, and it's really backed with lots of evidence. Sorry about that. He said initial conversations over a long-term contract of Rashford have taken place and more are planned. So that means it's not yet advanced, according to what David Austin is telling us about the renewal of Marcus Rashford contract. And I think they're going to give him a long one of close to 5 years because they want to keep him at the club and he's a happy man at the club. Then Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to confirm to us about the Marcus Rashford contract situation. That new Manchester United are planning to insist for Marcus Rashford new contract. It's top priority for Erik ten Hag and the board as current deal expires in 2024. Now, if there is a player you need to give what he wants to stay, I think it's going to be Marcus Rashford. This happened in the season of 2019-2020 when Antoine Martial's contract was running down and he scored 23 goals a season. United went ahead to give him a salary of £250,000 a week. And he signed, I think, more 4 years. Not so? He signed more 4 years. That is Antoine Martial for you. But Marcus Rashford is really special, and I think having come from the United Academy, I know his heart is at Old Trafford. He wants to start the club. He doesn't want to go anywhere, and the board just can't see themselves losing him on a free. And I think even Marcus Rashford wouldn't like to leave Manchester United without having won them something big. And in the form of his life, I believe he needs to reward Erik ten Hag by staying at the club. I believe Marcus Rashford wants to stay, but this takeover staff is really trying to stall all the would have been made decisions right now, because Rashford, trust me, he's going to call in for a salary between £350,000 to £400,000. That's it. He's not going to go below that because he knows that if he signs this contract, it might be his last big contract. That's it. But the good thing is that even at 30, players are signing big contracts. Casemiro to Manchester United is earning £360,000 a week. If Rashford can keep himself in shape and score these goals in the next 2 years, even if he really renews his contract and is earning like £350,000 a week, trust me, after those 2 years of him performing very well, United will go ahead and retell him, you're giving an increment of 50,000 more onto your previously earned wages, and you are earning 400. I believe Rashford just has to know that it's about his performances that is going to take him to the amount of money that he wants to be getting at the club of Manchester United. But when you look at the likes of Kylian Mbappe and what they are earning at the club, it really makes you nervous a little bit that maybe United might disagree on how much they're supposed to earn with Marcus Rashford, and obviously that's the reason as to why it's really taking long. I think his brother, who acts as his agent, really wants a hefty price. Rio Ferdinand, the former captain and legend of Manchester United, called for Marcus Rashford to go all out and ask for £40,000 a week. And that amount of money, I think if Rashford continues to perform like that, he'll be worth it. He'll be worth it. And I don't think that we would let a player like Rashford go if at all he's wanting to be paid £400,000 a week. That's it, because he's worth it. And it's always good to give that amount of money to a player who has worked it, because no player in the squad will go in and say, I want £400,000 a week like Rashford, if at all he's not working for it. Meaning that you have to first put in work. After putting in work, then you'll go all out and really alarm for a salary increment. Not so? So I believe that is something that Rashford should go on and do. Then Ten Hag talked about Rashford's contract expiring in 2014. In 2024, he said, Rashford's new deal is a priority. We are working on it. In the background, we are working hard. We have to keep Marcus, of course. First day we met, I told him, I want to see you smile. He's in a happy place now. Now, Ten Hag is a man of his words and always keeps his words. And he told Rashford, I want to see you smile. And obviously, Rashford is all smiles. And he has really gone to really put him to levels that Rashford never thought he would even hit, because every time Rashford looked like he's a very good and special player at Manchester United, but he lacked that manager to really get that spark out of him, and Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to do that for him, and obviously he's informing to us that he's a priority and the club wants to work on his contract and obviously keep him. Then Ten Hag went ahead to say the following, that 24 goals and 8 assists this season for Marcus Rashford, unbelievable form, also a goal in 7 consecutive games at Old Trafford. We can't lose him, of course. We are working to extend his contract. That's what Ten Hag really said yesterday after the game of football, and they want him bad. Obviously, Rashford is really firing in left, right and center, and you would not love to lose a player. But it's not only Marcus Rashford that whose contracts are being worked on by Manchester United. There are even others that their contracts are being worked on at Old Trafford. Now, Bruno Fernandes, about Marcus Rashford, he said the following on Manchester United TV, that it's unbelievable for us. We want him to enjoy his moment, carry on. He's a big part of us. Amazing. Even sometimes when you can think he's a little bit out of the game, he can make his runs, go in behind, outrun people and score. Rashford is really on fire, and that's what Bruno Fernandes has really gone ahead to really confirm about Marcus Rashford. But there are other contracts that United is really working on to see to it that they keep their players or tie these players on long-term contracts. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that contract talks continue with Diego Dalot continue, who is considered key part of the project. Now, even Diego Dalot is calling in interest from teams like Real Madrid, AC Milan, and very many others, because he's really playing very well. And Real Madrid are looking at him as a replacement of Carvajal. And when Real Madrid is eyeing for your player, you need to act in fast, because they are really one of those teams that players like Diego Dalot have always wanted to play for, especially those coming in from the Latini side. But what is really giving me strength on Dalot said that they are a team that wants to take United back to where they were way back with Sir Alex Ferguson, and he wants to stay. I saw his interview with very many other YouTubers at Manchester United, Carrington, and he confirmed to them that the contract is coming in through, and talks are really continuing, and I believe soon they're going to announce the contract of Diego Dalot, and that's the fight of Erik ten Hag continuing to keep his players at Old Trafford. But there are even other players that the Athletic has told us about, whose contracts Ten Hag wants to be renewed, and they're telling us that new contract talks are progressing between David De Gea, Luke Shaw, and Diego Dalot, meaning that even David De Gea and Luke Shaw are really looking forward to being gifted new contracts at Manchester United, and that will be music to ears to very many United fans, because all these players are really performing very well. When you look at David De Gea yesterday, world-class saves that kept us in the game. Luke Shaw never gets tired. Assists, defending. He's a beast onto that left back position, and even when he's played on the left side of the central defense, Luke Shaw is really looking great and solid. So that's why they need to keep these players and not see them go anywhere. Now, there is a player that went ahead to miss out on scoring a goal yesterday at Old Trafford. Apart from Diego Dalot having the biggest miss of the day, this one is known as Wout Weghorst. And this is where I go out and really hail Bruno Fernandes for his leadership skills that has gone ahead to impact onto the team of Manchester United. When you look at what he has gone ahead and said about Weghorst, it shows you how a leader he is. Fernandes on Weghorst, he said, sometimes it's like you want the ball to go in and it's a matter of time. As a striker, you always want to score goals, but he's doing his job, doing a lot of runs that we need, the pressure that we need. So most people will all come out and really slate Wout Weghorst that he never scored goals, but sometimes his pressures are needed, and they really give United the best that they deserve, and that's being acknowledged by Bruno Fernandes, that Wout Weghorst makes runs and puts in the pressures that we need. You know that he's among the top 5 people that have really piled pressure on the opposition sides ever since he came into the Premier League side, and it shows you how much he's being trusted by Erik ten Hag, and his work is being appreciated, because if he wasn't performing to the levels that Ten Hag expects him to be performing on, he would have gone ahead to really get him out of the game and maybe played Rashford to lead the line and maybe Sancho wide left. So I believe it's really a very difficult situation for him, because before this game of football played against Leicester, he was very much vocal about wanting or dying to score a goal at Old Trafford, and obviously I think his goal is not far away from coming. You get, to me, my happiness comes in through and positivity when I see those chances coming in through, because we've not seen United creating very many chances like those. Not really. Not really. A marathon of chances were really created yesterday, and I believe it plays into the hands of Erik ten Hag that's going to have to improve that team. With Sancho's introduction into the number 10 position or the central attack midfield position, chances started to come in second after second, and Weghorst missed out on 3, Rashford missed out on like 2, Sancho missed out on 1. Who else? We had close to 6-7 chances, and that's why you saw to it that that team had, that entire game had close to 45 shots that were directed onto either boxes, either goals of the opponent. So I believe it's really a very good day for Manchester United, and chances are coming in through. And Wout Weghorst, I believe his importance is being felt. Sometimes he makes those runs that really create space, like for that second goal, the third goal that Sancho scores. It's the run of Weghorst that really creates space for him to really get that tap into the back of the net for Manchester United. So guys, your thoughts on Erik ten Hag fighting to keep Rashford and Dalot are welcome in the comment section below. So what are your thoughts about De Gea's new contract and Luke Shaw, and your thoughts about Wout Weghorst, Bruno banking him that is going to go on and really score those goals? So guys, I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May him protect you abundantly, and may him gift you as you want, especially positive rewards from the Almighty God to you. So first video of the day, I'm returning in 3 hours from now to tell you how the Glazers are really turning heel on the sale of Manchester United, trying to get in someone to invest into the club and really give them some good money to see to it that they really invest in the club, because they anticipate that United is back to winning ways, and they're going to be winning the Premier League, the Champions League, and very many others. They are not willing to give United cheaply. If at all a 6 billion valuation by the Glazers is not met, that means they've already aligned an investor to help them go through this. Guys, I'm out.